Countdown?
Sure.
Alright, guys, we're starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, welcome everybody to Kwirk, heading out 99 RMS. Now, first and foremost, let me quickly explain what kind of game to even expect here. So Kwirk is this little puzzle game, where we're a tomato, and we're here to save our girlfriend, Tammy the tomato. And our way of doing that is by solving a bunch of puzzles. And we have about 99 of these little puzzles that we need to solve, hence 99 RMS, or 99 rooms, that we have to go through in order to head out of this maze and have our girlfriend Tammy the tomato saved. Now, the interesting thing is, we're actually going to be playing this on easy modes just because these puzzles are a lot faster. They're significantly shorter and thus making this for a much shorter speedrun. But heading out 99 RMS is interesting in that even though there's 99 of these little puzzles that we need to solve, which are actually all random, like we don't know in advance which puzzle is coming up next. However, there are less than 99 puzzles for the game to choose from. So we're gonna start seeing duplicates plenty of times. Now, the game is kinda smart in trying to switch it up a bit by putting the puzzles upside down and whatnot, you know, trying to quote-unquote randomize things a bit. But at the end of the day, all of these puzzles are kind of the same, and because of that, it makes it a very, very easy speedrun to do. It's actually a very relaxed run to do. And even though, like, it's kind of random which puzzles we get, and it's kind of... There is some RNG in whether we get the faster or the slower puzzles. Especially for 99 RMS, over the course of a run, it tends to kind of even out. There is another category for heading out, which is 10 RMS, which means just 10 rooms that you go through. And that category specifically is a lot more RNG heavy, in that if you get really slow rooms, it becomes really, really difficult to be able to get a really solid time out. And, like, even though that bit of RNG exists, when I'm talking really solid time, I'm talking like differences of seconds between runs, really. Like, all of these runs are like a few seconds apart if you do them properly. There are a few ways, however, that you can lock yourself in a puzzle, and this is actually a perfect example of it. This is a puzzle I'm gonna have to take fairly slow, because if you make one misstep there, you have to reset the puzzle. Luckily, the game just allows you to do that by just pressing A, so it's really easy to do that, but that will come into play at times. For 99 RMS, the current record run has one reset in it, so one puzzle where I messed up. Which is actually, you know, considering how fast-paced these puzzles tends to be not too much. Like, one puzzle is generally recoverable. But yeah, that's basically the gist of Kwirk heading out. This game does have a few other modes, specifically Going Up is another very popular mode here. Going Up is 30 different puzzles, which are actually all set. So, you know, in advance you're going to know exactly which puzzles you're going to get, so there isn't as much randomness to it. Although some of those later puzzles become a lot more difficult. The last of the puzzles taking close to 500 steps when done optimally. So it's one of those puzzles that you tend to take a while on to finish regardless. There is a task of that, which is like 16 minutes, which might not seem a lot, but 16 minutes of basically perfect movement is really, really difficult to go for. And just for comparison, there is a separate category for the first 10 floors, going up easy, and like all of the times are like within like 3 or 4 seconds of each other. It's crazy how close those times are. Anyway, yeah, that's basically the gist of Kwirk. So yeah, as our little puzzle-solving tomato, we're gonna go through this maze in an attempt to save Tammy the tomato. Very exciting, of course, to do all these puzzles. So I'm gonna try to explain some of these puzzles a little bit more as I go along. Some of them are really straightforward, like this one where you just push up the block and push the other one to the right. But there tend to be a few noticeable puzzles as well. This one was a bit of an interesting one to route. Especially with those turning blocks, there's a few levels where you really want to make sure that you're in the turning block as best you can, because it boosts your movement. This is the shortest puzzle of them all, Takes 4.5 seconds optimally. It's a pretty fast puzzle. This is another one of those examples where you're going to try to be in those turning blocks as much as you can, just because you can, that way you can boost yourself forward, because if the block turns and you're in that block, you actually get boosted 2 tiles instead of 1 in the same amount of time. It's a neat little way to save little bits of time here and there. So here we go again. This is another one of those small little optimal ones. This one's actually shown in the introduction as well, but the game shows it in a lot slower way. Like, for comparison, the game actually shows you in the introduction screen a 5 RMS going out run on easy difficulty, which is really nice to see, but it takes like a minute 3, I believe, whereas the 10 RMS record, so for 10 of the puzzles, double the amount, the world record is like a minute 27, I believe, or 28. I should know this since I have that time, but it's kind of like I don't run 10 RMS much, and it's not very competitive anymore at this point. Yeah, so this is another one of those puzzles where you just use the blocks as much as possible to boost yourself forward, saving yourself a few steps, and that makes all of these puzzles a little bit faster. For comparison, the fastest puzzle takes about 4.5 seconds. Say there is some time here that you gotta add for the transition between rooms. This is one of the harder puzzles to do, by the way. And the slowest puzzle takes about 9 seconds. I'll point that one out if we get there again. So far I've only seen it once, so luckily we haven't seen too many of them just yet. Yeah, so far pretty smooth all in all. I will say there are a few things that you have to keep in mind when going for a run like this for the 99 RMS. Specifically, there's the bird eyes view and and like a more 3D-ish view. The game gives you the choice between the two, and when we actually tested it, it turned out that bird eye view, which I'm currently using, saves about like 0.2 seconds per room transition. It's very little how much it saves, but over 99 room transitions, it tends to kind of stack up. Like 0.1 second or 0.2 seconds. We did count it out. It's really down to a matter of frames. But over the course of 99 of those rooms, it really tends to add up. So that's one of the more recent, like, small optimizations when we started looking into it. Puzzles are really starting to repeat themselves here, so I guess I can talk a little bit about the history that comes with a meme like Kwirk, because we actually do have a little bit of history going here. And for that, I want to give a quick shout out to my boy Mr. Mean Mustache. I don't know if he's watching right now, but he actually was the guy that initially came up with running this game. We're in like an unofficial Twitch team together, and he was looking for like some meme run that he could make a leaderboard of and try out, see if he could run it. And thus, he found Kwirk, and you know, he posted that in the Discord, and I was like, this game looks pretty cool. Let's try that out. So I tried it out. I actually pretty much bopped him that same day and took world record from him. And we've kind of been building the Kwirk community from there on out. It really was born as one of those memes because it was like, this is a game that he still had. And it was pretty cool to just try it out, and by now we're just trying to show this out everywhere and get more people on board, because this is a really fun run to do. It's really, like, the movement is pretty tight, but it's not as hard to learn because these puzzles just keep on looping. This is the longest puzzle, by the way. We need to first rotate this block twice, then push this one down and around, and then push it back up so that we can build ourselves a sort of a bridge there. So that's pretty much the slowest puzzle in the run. We're ideally only going to see that like twice, maybe 3 times, but we'll see how things end up. This is one of those puzzles that that tends to be pretty reset heavy. It's pretty easy to push that block one too far and into the wall, and at that point you just can't finish it anymore. Back to this one. With this one, you kind of got to try to keep an eye out on where the exit is, and from there determine whether you will go up or down. a little... Oh, there's the first reset. Yeah, this is, like I said, this is probably like one of the puzzles that you have to kind of take slow or you will have to reset. Still, the first reset after like 60 or so RMS, that's pretty decent. So this is one of the rooms, like, the rooms with those swirly things like these are probably the rooms that take the most getting used to because of your constant changes in speed. Like, because you constantly switch between, like, movement of 1 tile and 2 tiles, it can be really tricky to adjust that quickly to the difference in your velocity. And as a result, it tends to be a somewhat more difficult puzzle to do, even though, like, in terms of solution, they're really not that tricky. Go down, solve this one. RMS stands for rooms, basically, so the 99 RMS is 99 rooms of puzzles that you solve. That's pretty much what the RMS stands for. I'm guessing they probably just didn't have the space to write out rooms entirely. Okay, just 30 left. So far, so good. I haven't actually seen this one too much. This is a pretty fun one, because you basically can just walk straight to the end if you know how to move. But just for comparison, the run itself uses in-game time. The in-game timer actually being, I believe, exactly 10 seconds difference from RTA. Although I hardly ever use or hardly ever look at the RTA timer when going for this. But the run goes by in-game time, and the world record for 99 of these is 16 minutes and 12 seconds. So you can kind of get an idea of, you know, how fast you need to solve these puzzles, because even like the 4 to 5 seconds puzzles add about 2 seconds for the room transition, so they still end up taking quite some time each. Another pretty tricky one. It's really easy to push a block the wrong way there and get yourself locked in. Using the turning blocks to boost myself forward. Yeah, at this point it's really just solving the last few puzzles. This game tends to start out pretty interesting, but especially the last few puzzles. As you can see, like, they're basically all, like, every single one of these is basically a repeat of a puzzle we've already done before. So it tends to be, you know, pretty fast to get through all of this. You don't really have to worry about all of the puzzles in and of themselves. And it's kind of what makes learning this run so much fun, because you can basically learn this run in like half an hour. Just do a run or two, and you'll know every single one of the puzzles. And you can just keep going for them. Try to solve all of them fast. We get the longest for the third time. It's kind of annoying that we get this long one a third time. Like, these are really the puzzles you don't want to see, especially near the end. If you get all of the fast puzzles, and that's a bit unfortunate. Even though this is the shortest puzzle, it's a fairly easy one to mess up like that. But yeah, as I was saying, like, learning this becomes really easy because they're all the same. If you do a few runs of it, by the end of it you pretty much know all of the puzzles. There really isn't too much to it anymore. Yeah, there I went down where I should have gone up. It really only wastes like 3 steps, but it is another 3 steps, which in a game as short as this one kind of tends to matter. I think it might be a little early to call this, but if done optimally, it might not be impossible for me to get under the 1612 here, because 10 puzzles left. It's going to be a close one as to whether this is faster than the record run or not, but they're pretty close together at this point. Not unlikely I might at least get close to beating it. It shouldn't be more than a few seconds off. But it's now it's pretty much down to just RNG, hoping to get the short puzzles and hoping that RNG tends to cooperate and I don't make any mistakes anywhere. Getting like the medium length puzzles at this point, so that's still fine. Like I said, 16:12 is the time to beat here. Five puzzles left. Yeah, this is always a bit of a nerve-wracking part whenever you get on like a half-decent pace. This is a short one, so that's nice. Three puzzles left and about like 40 seconds to go. Okay, so time is as soon as I beat the last of puzzles. Let's see if we can set a world record here. I think I think this should, okay, with this puzzle, I think we should easily world record this. This might actually be the first sub-16. And that's time. That's world record by 15 seconds. Nice! Let's go! Yeah, that's Kwirk 99 RMS, and yeah, with that, I just want to give a quick shout out to everybody from the Speed Gaming channel and everybody from Handheld Heroes for throwing the event. I mean, it was a blast to both run this and Final Fantasy, and good luck with the rest of the marathon. Also, if somebody wants to pick this game up, please do, because this run is a blast to play. It's really fun to do. So yeah, just hit me up and go for it, because it's just really fun, and it's really easy to pick it up as well.
I can confirm that this game is phenomenal. Alright, what do we got up next? We got Scrub Busta with Teen Titans.
That's right.
I am stoked for this run.
I'm sure it's highly anticipated.
Teen Titans Go, right?
Yeah, good God, no. Oh my God. They soiled the name.
Oh, the intro theme is really good.
It actually is really good, the intro. They must have spent a lot on that.
Solid, alright. Let me know when you're ready, I can give you a countdown.
I'm ready to go.
Alright, in 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright.